Hello everyone, it's the Canadian Future Trader here. Welcome to the channel and welcome to the video.
Gotta get more followers.
Everyone, I had the opportunity to talk with Chris from Earn2Trade. He is the man in charge of all the educational content you find both on their website and on their YouTube channel, which I highly recommend. I'll say up front, I put links down below to their website, to their YouTube channel, and also to their Earn2Trade Discord. We get into discussing that in a little bit. But first, we get to know Chris a little bit better as a trader, what products he trades, what his background is in trading, the software he uses, what he's looking for trade setups. Then we get into a little bit more about Earn2Trade, the background there, how long they've been around, the products they offer. I think you're really going to be impressed if you're not already familiar. And then lastly, like any good interview, we end with the rapid fire questions that you're not going to want to miss. So guys, sit back, enjoy my talk with Chris from Earn2Trade. Hey everyone, really fortunate today, have something new for the YouTube channel. I'm going to be talking with Chris from Earn2Trade. Chris, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me.
Oh, absolutely. No, thank you for being here. Definitely a treat. I think a lot of people will recognize you and recognize your voice from YouTube, Earn2Trade YouTube, but we will get to that, of course. So guys, I want to get to know Chris a bit better as a trader. You know, we see him on the Earn2Trade videos. We're going to talk a little bit more about that. We're going to talk more about Earn2Trade later on. But first, let's learn a little bit about Chris, a little heart to heart. So Chris, tell me, when did you start futures trading?
So, well, that's actually a trick question. So when did I start trading, or when did I start futures trading specifically? Because they are two different answers.
Actually, yes. Yeah. So let's mix it up then, because I was going to ask if you traded anything before futures. So just let us know. Like, what did you start with, maybe, and then when did you get into futures? It sounds like.
So I actually began trading in the world of Forex, and it is kind of like the Wild West. Those of you that have been trading for some time, you probably began the same way if you're listening to this. But about, at this point, I think we're at about 8 years ago, I kind of switched over to futures. I enjoyed more of the amenities that come with futures. It's obviously the centralized exchange is quite nice. You have the ability to see things that you don't have with Forex. I like that I can see maybe depth of market, for example. There's just a few little things here and there that kind of made futures the same as Forex, but better, when you just put them on paper. So started trading Forex, though, about 14 years ago. I don't know if I said that.
Nice. Wow. All right. So you have a long history of trading. So did you go right from Forex to futures? It sounds like did you ever dabble in stocks or options or maybe crypto?
Well, at the moment, the answer to the crypto question, unfortunately, is a little bit, and the market's been diving. But I've always been very, very cautious of very high volatility markets, and I finally get to toot my own horn here and be thankful that I never did go, balls to the wall with crypto, because obviously, as the current state of things are looking at the moment, it's been one heck of a drawdown for those that are deeply involved. So I always kept it with my stocks. I consider crypto basically a diversification of a long-term stock portfolio, really, or my ETFs or what have you. So I've always had my longer term stuff on the side. And then I always had my, day work, so to speak, on the front runner. And with my long-term work, I did throw in like a 3% or less, honestly, crypto diversification. And I felt that 3 to 5% realistically was my personal risk tolerance that I felt comfortable with, just due to the volatility that I was seeing in the market. Overall, I'm happy. And I think most people that started in the beginning with crypto, you really can't argue any other way. But I'm definitely not one of those that are like, oh, I wish I bet the house on it, 10 years ago, and I'd be, Elon Musk today.
Yeah, actually, that's funny. That's a very similar story to me, more or less. I actually did start out with kind of options and stuff. I did a little bit of crypto and quickly realized the volatility was just and this was like years ago. I mean, now probably be even worse. So yeah, so like you, it's like I still own stocks, and I actually own some options, and I own a decent amount of crypto, but that's all more like long-term investment. And then like you, my
Exactly.
day job is trading futures. So I can definitely relate to you on that. So speaking of futures, what's your go-to products? What do you like to trade?
I am relatively undiversified, I suppose, when it comes to this. I like CL, I like NQ, and I like ES. I generally don't go to, you're not going to find me too far outside of those three.
Yeah, I know a lot of people like they'll just spray the board and try and trade everything. And I've always been much more a fan of specialized in like a few products, and I do the same. CL and the treasuries is what I trade, so I can appreciate that again as well. So now, so what software are you using to trade? Like, yeah, NinjaTrader, other.
So actually, you kind of hit it right. At the moment, yes, and well, honestly, for about a year or so now, I have been exclusively on NinjaTrader. But before that, Thinkorswim. Not, I don't know if I'm supposed to be name dropping here, but
That's
it's the
fine.
truth. Thinkorswim was one of my favorite platforms. I just liked how intuitive it was. NinjaTrader does an extremely good job, maybe arguably with a tad bit more power potentially, but I mean that's neither here nor there. Uh, and then before that, I mean, I was a MetaTrader 4 guy for a really long time.
Okay, yeah. No, probably one that's lost actually on a lot of my audience. I know a lot of my audience is newer traders, so I'm familiar with MetaTrader, but I've never even used it myself. And you really don't hear it in the conversation like much anymore at all. It's
It was
interesting,
a
but I
good
mean,
platform. Man, it was ugly, but it was a good platform. I
but it
mean,
worked.
it worked very well, and it was clean. And in the beginning, I'm not the smartest guy in the entire world, and I like that I don't have to overwhelm myself with a platform when I first move on to it. And that's kind of where, in the beginning of my trading career, that's why MetaTrader 4 seemed to make sense. It was clean. Honestly, a lot like our Finamark platform that's offered at Earn2Trade. It's one of my favorite things about it is that it is very clean. And even if you've never used a platform before, things are where you would probably look for them or expect to find them.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I remember the very first evaluation I did with Earn2Trade, which was a couple years ago now. Yeah, I immediately went with Finamark because it just exactly that. It was web based and it was easy to use and clean and like okay, but there's a buy button, there's a sell button. Like it seemed easier than diving into NinjaTrader and you see all these crazy like charts and indicators. It's overwhelming to a new trader sometimes. So I
Absolutely.
can appreciate that. So just talk a little bit more about trading, then we'll switch into a little bit more about Earn2Trade and what you do there. Um, is there any type of trade setups you can talk about? Like, do you have a specific one or two or five? You don't have to go through the details of each, of course, but just like what are you looking for to take a trade? How many trades are you taking a day? Just like what does a trading day kind of look like?
So ultimately, this is something that I could expand upon till the cows come home. But the general concept here of my trading, I am strongly based in price action and technical analysis. I do like a little bit of order flow, but the majority of what I hold my allegiances to, so to speak, is what I call key levels, and it's paying attention to areas in the market that have allowed something symbolic to happen. So it's not directly looking for, say, an area of support or resistance. It's not that. It's the area that allowed something substantial to happen. And I find that those areas I'm quite good, not sounding arrogant, but I'm good at finding those myself. That's what has meshed well with me. I know traders and have that succeed with RSI or what have you, and those were things I never really succeeded with. There's certain things that mesh with certain people, and for some reason, the ebb and flow of price action and technical analysis over the years has just suited me and been my reliable old Labrador, and that's what I like.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people they want to force. What do I want to say here? They like force their trade. Like they pick an indicator and they say, "Okay, I'm going to live and die by this indicator," and they don't necessarily know why. Like why? Like what is the indicator even actually telling them other than oh, this line crossed this line, so I'm going to enter. So it's kind of cool that with price action and whatnot, that's kind of like your calling. And again, I hate to harp on it, but I know for myself as well. So I trade basically order flow using the depth of market. I use Jigsaw. It just really called to me much more than like charts and like lots of indicators and stuff. So I've always been a proponent of kind of find what works for you. You know, you're right. RSA does work for
Absolutely.
some people, but like if it doesn't work for you, there's other options. So no, that's good to hear that there's like, because yes, so many people are like just kind of technical or indicator based, and it's like to hear it like yourself that you're using a different method that I'm using or someone else is using, and we all find our own way, and we can all be profitable in different ways. So that's one pretty cool thing about the futures market. So, um,
Absolutely.
all right, let's talk a little about Earn2Trade for the audience listening. If you haven't, check out the Earn2Trade YouTube channel. I'll put a link down below. First of all, how long have you been with Earn2Trade?
Since the very beginning.
Okay.
Once again, at this point, we're talking probably like rough balling 6 to 8 years at this point or so.
Okay.
The beginning actually began before the beginning for the generalized public. In ways, I consider it my baby. It's something I'm proud of because I helped it get going. I helped it
Mhm.
become what it is, and I'm proud to, in some ways, be a face of the company because it's something that is transparent and it's really a win-win-win. It provides a win for for us because it provides us with a business model. It's a win for our clients because it provides them with education and betterment for themselves, and it also is a win because it provides them with connection to finances that they wouldn't otherwise have, which obviously, as well as I'm sure you're very well aware, it takes money to make money in the trading world, and uh, that's something that is a very cool thing to be part of so many different success stories over the years. We have thousands of people coming through. And I think last year our pass rate was something like 18.5%. So we have a very substantial amount of traders that are passing. Obviously, it's not going to be everyone, but those that do, I've countless interactions with people from all around the world, and that to me is invaluable. It's something that drives me with why I do it.
I mean, you hit on a lot of great things there, and I will talk about the educational stuff in a second because I really feel like that's definitely a unique thing with Earn2Trade. But you're right. I mean, when I first discovered the world of funded futures trader trial programs, it blew me away. On in some ways, I was like, wow, these opportunities exist. Like I would have never even like dreamt that they did. So the more I got into it, I really appreciated that they were out there, and then that. Speaking of things I appreciated, so the educational content that Earn2Trade has, I mean, I'll just mention, so the YouTube channel, again, it's linked down below, has tons of videos and content, and you'll see Chris featured prominently in pretty much most of them. But on top of that, when you sign up for Earn2Trade, you get access to like a library. And I remember I added up the hours once. It was well over 100 hours. It might be way more of just content, like educational content, and no one else does that. So I guess my question was that always kind of the plan from the beginning to kind of not only like provide traders this opportunity, but to help them learn how to trade?
Absolutely. That is why, if I wasn't clear enough, let me clarify that now. That is why I am at the company, and that's why I was interested in being in it. I don't do it for the money. I don't do it for any other reason besides my payment is it comes from the satisfaction that I think is hard to find of knowing that I'm helping a very large number of people, and I'm someone that's a giver in life. I like to give things. I do it in a lot of ways, and I find satisfaction in that. So maybe that's selfish, maybe it's not, I don't know. That's a whole nother moral dilemma, but I do find satisfaction knowing someone else is succeeding, and they're crediting me for it. I Maybe that makes me narcissistic, I don't know, but ultimately I enjoy that. And from the very beginning, the goal with Earn2Trade was to not to just provide some type of like bait and hook bullshit, which is, excuse my language, but there's so much garbage in the online world, unfortunately, surrounding the trading community. We wanted to be something different, something that actually was vested in the person coming to us succeeding, because when they win, we are also winning. So we are vested in their success. It was always part of the plan. It was always the goal. It was always going to be, we're going to create a hub that is going to function in so many ways, maybe a way for traders to meet other traders. We have a Discord channel, but also as a way for them to improve, reach their goals, and then also provide them a way to get to their goals. So it's supposed to be not a one-stop shop, but kind of, in the trading sense.
It 100% stands out. And when people ask me things like how, they're new to trading, where do I even start? I'm like, go to Earn2Trade and like learn. Like that's one of the very first steps that I took. And believe me, like guys, when I say it, the content is like really good quality. And there's all different, there's short little 5-minute videos up to 1 hour webinars. So any topic you want, you go check it out. And then you also mentioned the Earn2Trade Discord. I'm actually very active on there. I'm one of the moderators, not to toot my own horn, but so yeah. So everyone, I'll put a link to the Discord down there below. It's a great community of traders. Just come, people talking about trading, talking about charts, asking questions. If you're new to trading, very like welcoming community. So let's talk about Earn2Trade and kind of the products that are available, the different tryout products, if you will, for maybe people who aren't as familiar. Can you kind of summarize like how does the Gauntlet Mini work? How does the process work from start to finish?
Yeah, no problem. So the Gauntlet Mini, it's an intraday futures trading exam. And the concept is it's something that's meant to guarantee a trader being funded by a prop trading firm or a proprietary trading firm, more aptly described, if they successfully complete the goal. So in short and in simplistic form, and obviously anybody that's listening, if you want the exact details, just head over to the website and you can read them. But it is very simple. There's going to be a profit goal that you're looking to achieve with an account that is going to have a virtual capital that you'll be trading actively on the markets with. So the concept is prove your skills with this account. With the Gauntlet Mini, there's different account options. And the concept there is whatever account option you're choosing is going to be the amount of money that you'll be connected with when you successfully pass and you're passed along to the proprietary trading firm. That will be what you have earned. So if you pick a $150,000 account, which is an option of the Gauntlet Mini, then when you successfully complete, you'll be connected to a $150,000 account. And with each of those account options like have different profit goals that the trader is looking to adhere to or looking to reach, but they also have rules that they need to adhere to. And a lot of people cringe when they hear the word rules, but they are very logical and honestly not that difficult rules to adhere to. They're rules that if you're trading your own account, you're probably already employing in one way or another, like an end of day drawdown, a maximum amount of money that you're going to lose on the day, or a daily loss limit. We have a progression ladder as well, which is just a maximum number of contracts that each account is going to be allowed to open, which once again is not a tight limitation based on the account sizes. It's just something that, conceptually most people aren't going to want to overexpose themselves. So the way it works is they go through this exam. They have to trade for a minimum of, with the Gauntlet Mini, it's a minimum of 15 trading days. If they reach their profit target and they've adhered to the rules, then boom, they've passed. And whatever account size that they chose will be what they're connected with on the other end when they get connected with a proprietary trading firm. It's as simple as that. And once they get that money, it's simply an 80-20 split. So if you're wondering what's the catch, well, if there is one, that's it. The 80-20 split, that means say you get a $150,000 account, you're trading with that 80% of the profit you're generating with that money that once again is not, it's technically not your own. You're getting 80% of that profit anyway. The 20% on the other end of the spectrum is going back to the proprietary trading firm to incentivize, them giving you the money.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, anyone who listens to me knows I'm a huge proponent of, the model in general, the funded, proprietary model. It is a huge opportunity. I mean, I'm familiar with what margins are for different products and what it's like to put up your own capital. So with companies like Earn2Trade, it's just a great opportunity. And the 80-20 split is absolutely more than fair. You're making 80%, but you're making 80% on probably a much, potentially larger amount than you would be able to trade with your own capital.
Exactly.
And it's a very low risk, way to get into futures trading. It's just the evaluation fee to enter. You're not putting up thousands of dollars. Earn2Trade, they recently came out with the Trader Career Path, which I thought was really cool. And again, Earn2Trade, the forefront with innovation and providing people with more opportunity. Can you kind of do the same for us with the Trader Career Path and just walk us through, what it is and maybe how it's different from the Gauntlet and the opportunity it provides?
Absolutely. So in a lot of ways, it's similar, but with the trader career path, the concept is where everyone is going to be starting with what we call the junior trader account, which is the $25,000 account. So that at the $25,000 account, the rules are actually the same as the Gauntlet Mini path. And the concept with the trader career path is you're not just locked to one account size. So with the Gauntlet Mini, like I mentioned, you pick your account size in advance. If you pass, you're connected with that amount of money, and boom, there you go. That's your account to trade on, and so on. And you sail off into the sunset. With the trader career path, you start off with a smaller account, which is advantageous from a monthly subscription standpoint, obviously, from say, choosing a much larger account option. So you start with a smaller path, but as you withdraw a certain amount of money for each ladder, you'll continuously be given a larger account. And I'll clarify in that. So the exact way the path goes, it starts with $25,000 live sim account or a $25,000 live account itself. The difference of two is semantics. The profit is still generated exactly the same from either of those. But once you withdraw, which you can once again withdraw from either of those, you then move on to the $50,000 account. You don't have to do anything. It's just automatically you're going to be moved up to a $50,000 account when you hit the mark. And at that point, same process applies. When you withdraw a certain amount of profit from that $50,000 account, that $50,000 account will then turn into a $100,000 account. And that's called the advanced live account. And then at that point, once you, once again, withdraw a certain amount of profit, your account's going to grow again to a $200,000 account. And at that point, your drawdown is going to be fixed as well, which is kind of cool. The goal is to incentivize and encourage people to feel like they can reach that, such a large account size, but not have to, pay their way ahead of time to get there, so to speak, kind of like the way the Gauntlet Mini works. If you keep succeeding, you will keep growing. So it incentivizes continuously working and doing well, and gives you something to look forward to.
100% agree with that. I myself am very goal oriented, and one thing, accounts I passed in the past, people say, oh, you don't do updates on them anymore. I'm like, there's no real update. Like once you pass, you just have your account and you trade. This is cool because it gives you continued goals. Like, okay, now I want to move up in account size, so keep trading. So yeah, when I saw it come out a few months ago, I thought it was very cool, unique, and it is a great way for all the reasons you said. It's a little bit of a lower cost entry to get started, but there's all that upside potential to continue to grow and really feel like you're actually working with proprietary firm that's you're working with them and hand in hand, and as you grow, they will grow with you. So I want to bring it back to Chris. We're wrapping up here, but I like to end every interview with some rapid fire questions. I'll spit them out. You just, first thing that comes to mind, nothing's too tough. Some are trading, some aren't. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Okay, let's do it. There's only about 6 or 7. What is your favorite color?
Green.
You can only trade one product and one product only forever. What is it?
Yes.
Would you rather be long or would you rather be short in a trade?
Long, definitely.
Have you ever, be honest, YOLO'd a trade?
Absolutely.
Who hasn't? Number between 1 and 10, what is the ideal number of monitors?
Subjective question. For me personally, 3 large monitors has always been my favorite.
Perfect. Last question. I'm going to take a flyer and say I already know the answer, but I'm going to ask it anyways. What is your favorite online futures trader tryout firm?
Earn2Trade, guys. Come on now. Come on over and see us.
No, definitely. I 100% agree. Earn2Trade's been there a long time, long history, great firm, all the reasons we talked about and plenty more. Guys, come to the Discord. I'll put the links down below to everything, to Earn2Trade, to the Discord, to Earn2Trade's YouTube channel as well, which you should 100% check out. And on that note, I want to thank Chris one last time for being here. So thanks again, Chris.
I appreciate it. Thank you for having me, as always.
Great. Thanks, Chris. And thanks, everybody, for watching.